Hello, welcome to day 27 of the INTENSIFY podcast series. And today I want to discuss having helicopter view of your life. As a young boy, I love watching football. And I realized that during halftime, the referee will blow a whistle to signal it was halftime. And then the players will go have some drinks, rest. And I've always thought that it was all about resting and, taking some refreshment. I never knew that it was more than that, that actually a game can be turned around at halftime. You know why? While the players on the field of play, they are usually very busy trying to attack, trying to defend, trying to dribble, trying to score. They get so engrossed with the current activity that they are unable to see the direction that the match is going. However, a good coach that is observing the match from an helicopter view is able to help the players to see how they have performed and the adjustment that they need to make in order to win the match. Similarly, in the game of life, you need to regularly stand back from the field of play and get a helicopter view of your life. That way you will ensure that your busyness does not undermine your success. I love the Harvard Business Review article of 1997 that was titled The Work of Leadership by Ronald Heves and Donald Lowry. Now, they describe the importance of standing back for leaders. And they said something very powerful, that without the capacity to move back and forth between the field of action and the balcony, to reflect day by day, moment by moment on the many things in which many habits that the organizations have picked up that can sabotage adaptive work, that a leader can easily and unwittingly becomes a prisoner of the system. And they say something very powerful, that the dynamics of adaptive change are far too complex to keep track of, let alone to influence, if leaders only stay in the field of play. If you only stay in the field of play, you don't zoom out to have an helicopter view, the changes happening are so complex that you will become the prisoner of the system. Let me ask you the question, are you currently a prisoner of the system? Do you still make the same mistakes that you made 5 years ago? Have you spent 7 years on a job that you vowed to spend just 7 months? Do you still rush to work or to church every day, so busy without observing the turning point, the key turning points in your life? Did you vow that at age 20 you will save the world, and right now you are struggling to save just a part of your salary? You may need to stand back from the field of play as soon as practicable and watch your own movie. One very powerful thing I've learned as a leader that you need to succeed very well is the ability to zoom in and zoom out. You zoom in, you zoom out. You zoom in, you zoom out. So while you zoom in to do the work, the daily activities, you should zoom out from time to time and watch your own movie. Watch your own life. I love 2 Corinthians 13:5, the Message translation. It says, don't drift along, taking everything for granted. Give yourselves regular checkup. Yeah, regular checkup. Check up from your neck up, check up from your feet up. Just do that checkup. Now, there are 5 P's of the helicopter view. How do you get this helicopter view? There are 5 P's. That's key areas that you need to evaluate when you step out of the field of play in order to have a stand out in the game of life. How do you do it? You look at these 5 areas, which is the purpose, the purpose, the pattern, the process, the progress, and the people. These 5 areas need to be evaluated. The first is the purpose. In life, some things are taught while some things are caught. And the things that are caught, they have proven to be very powerful and impressive over the years. For instance, who taught you how to breathe? Who taught you how to sleep? Nobody. You just caught it. The same way, there is one major thing you are living for, and everything in your life should tilt around that thing. And this is something you catch from God. It is commonly said that if you should chase two rabbits, you will end up losing both of them. So the helicopter view will help you to identify and refocus on the central thing that your life should be chasing. What is your purpose? The next P is pattern. Pattern. When you are having the helicopter view, you need to review your pattern. What do I mean by pattern? Greatness and mediocrity usually have a very visible pattern, and you should recognize it when you see it. You need to observe the pattern of your life and tell if you are making, it's moving the right direction. Once you're having the helicopter view, for instance, if your pattern is still wake up in the morning, you rush to work, you get to work, you are so busy, you come back home tired, then you catch some breaths, catch some sleep, you wake up the next morning and continue the same pattern, you need to review it. The next P you need to review during your helicopter view is process. Process. Now, the man who invented the light bulb, Thomas Edison, once said, a genius is 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration. That sounds like someone who valued process and did not have the get it quick mentality that we see nowadays. There is a lot of work that is required to get to your destination once you have determined the direction that you are headed. Success is a journey, and you need to travel to unravel it. Every vision, every purpose, every goal that you have, they require process for it to be actualized. I talked about it yesterday. Now, when you are having helicopter view, you need to evaluate the path you are taking with a view to ascertaining if it's going to lead to the place of your goals and of purpose. Now, many of the past episodes of this INTENSIFY podcast series are focused on process. So I believe by now you have already seen areas where you need to make upgrade. Then the next P that you need to evaluate during your helicopter view is your progress. Progress. Sometimes the major difference between success and failure is just the ability to tell how far you are from your goal. I expect you to have major goals that you are chasing after by now. And you need to have also milestones regarding achievement of those goals. Now, when getting an helicopter view of your life, you need to check your progress and see if you're on track or not. In an Olympic Games, if an athlete finishes first during the preliminary selection, and on the day of the final selection, they come last, they will just throw them away. Nobody will pay attention to them, even though they had first on the day of the heat or the preliminary selection. Nobody remembers your former performance. It's what happens right now that they are looking at. And many times our last performance have the greatest significance and may rubbish every other good performance that we have of the past. So when you evaluate your progress, always remember you are as good as your last performance. I'll say that again. You are as good as your last performance. So what was your last performance at work? In your business, to your clients, in your school, in your marriage, in your ministry. You are as good as those last performers. So evaluate where you are so that you can see where you need to make progress. And then the last P is people. Remember the popular saying, you cannot fly with the eagles if you only scratch with the chickens. Some of us, we need to change the people in our inner cycle. Some of you need to refresh the pool of friends that you have. A few of us need to change the church that we attend if we are not growing in that place. So during the helicopter view, you need to look at the people in your life. They will ultimately determine how you end up in life. Finally, I will say, whenever you have holidays or you have some breaks, one of the first that should come to your mind is helicopter view. I see people, they work very hard. Then when it's time for holiday, they travel abroad and walk around all the shopping malls tired, come back tired. The same pattern. No, don't let that happen to you. Any opportunity you have, step back, zoom out, watch your own movie, look at purpose, pattern, process, progress, and people. And I find the areas you need to make changes and make those changes. I love the German proverb that says, it's not enough to run, one must also arrive. And I believe you will arrive well. If this has blessed you, make sure you like and you share with your friends, your families, and everyone that you care about. The world really needs this, and I believe you know that. And it's your first time listening, don't forget to subscribe. I'll be doing more of this short series that will transform your life. So subscribe so you don't miss it. I'll see you tomorrow.